Hello, everybody. It is me, Pacific. Oh man, I'm off to a roaring start this morning. Today, I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind for a long time and it just kind of hit me. I do most of my videos impromptu. I just get this idea and these creative thoughts come through my mind like, hey, let's talk about this. I want to talk today about college, university, schooling. I want to mention this because I'm currently involved with somebody in my life that I adore and love very much. And in her culture, college was at an all time premium, emphasized, expected, and anything less than that is pretty much not really acceptable. I've been around people in my life that have embodied that mentality that college is it. And first, from the outset, let me say I'm not a college educated guy. I'm educated. I'm educated in something called Life 101. I have lived in Hong Kong for 13 months. I have lived in Colorado, California, Arizona, Minnesota, Ohio, and Washington State. I've done a lot of traveling. I've been to Macau, the Philippines, Mexico, and Canada, as well as Hong Kong. And the point that I'm trying to make is I have had numerous jobs from bagging ice in a liquor store when I was a kid to pricing wines and putting them in the cooler racks to working at a ski resort bussing tables to driving school buses for various school districts and bus companies around the nation, to managing apartments, to working at a call center, to working at various production factories, a vitamin factory, a military truck top factory, and a window and door factory in Arizona. I have done dog walking in Hong Kong for cash. I have done construction. I have done remodeled my own house when I lived in Minnesota. I have done a lot of things. I have worked in restaurants. I worked in an office for 3 months doing purchase orders and quotes. Most people looking in on my life would go, oh my gosh, unstable. I have had so many jobs, I've lived in so many places. I grew up in California, and I grew up with a whole different world than a lot of people do. And there's a lot of people like me. They didn't have stable, solid families. I was adopted. The adopted parents were abusive, and they were not good. And I'm not going to get into that here. That's way too personal. Needless to say, I did not have access to the funds to go to college. When I thought of going to college way back when, unfortunately, I had made some bad decisions because of my naivety, and that got me all twisted up. When I finally got out of that and started looking at college, I was appalled at some of the viewpoints being put forth in the universities in our land. And one of the things I've noticed is a lot of the universities and colleges really seem to be very anti conservative. In fact, they seem to encourage an activism against anybody who has any stance that opposes theirs. For example, if you don't believe that the homosexual lifestyle is right on a college campus, that's not going to bode you well. I watched a series called Indoctrinate You, where a woman worked, I believe it was Cal Berkeley. She was an admitted Republican, and one of the staff in there asked her, isn't your husband the guy who kind of does some activism downtown? She goes, yeah. She goes, well, are you a Republican or conservative? She goes, yes. And she was told by the staff, I believe it was at Cal Berkeley, but it was somewhere, some university, and she was told, if we'd have known about your conservative viewpoints, you never would have been hired. Wow. Now, let me ask you, viewers, is that politically correct? Is that discrimination? It's not politically correct, and it is discrimination. Excuse me. That Colorado dry kills me. I miss that Hong Kong humidity. One of the things that bothers me is that a lot of Americans don't realize our universities are biased. They are pro liberal. They are pro Democrat. They are pro just about everything that stands against conservative viewpoints. That being said, the other thing we need to realize is universities and colleges are money making institutions. They want everybody to go to college, just like a car dealership feels that you've got to have that car. I believe in schooling. I believe in the value of education. But one thing that Pacific has always stood on is I want the truth, please. Teaching kids that evolution is true is not truth. Teaching kids that there is no God is not true. And when we teach a bunch of I'm sorry, pubescent graduated high school kids into college that there are no absolutes or situational ethics or Freudian concepts of sexuality, which has taken this nation by storm. Now, let me offset. Pacific has not been perfect in his own life. I grew up in this culture. I've done my own share of oat sowing. And sometimes, to be honest, it was fun. The consequences suck, though. When I look at colleges and what they're doing, a couple things that I paid attention to over the years. Let's go back to 2008 with AIG and the economic crisis that hit America. I'm sure most of you viewers know that the people that caused that were college educated people with degrees. I want to talk about our current administration getting us deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. They're college educated people. I am not college educated, but I know one thing: debt is bad. Making policies that cost people tons and tons of money and get us deeper in the hole is bad. Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal. I drive most of the time for a living, not at the moment, but I have to drive across the metro. I've watched people with suits and ties. I can tell by the way they're dressed. They must have a college degree because they're going to the corporate offices. They don't drive any better than a non college educated person. Their marriages don't hold together any better than a non college educated person. They imbibe in the same behaviors as non college people: drinking, carousing, cheating, gambling, smoking, whatever, you name it. I have been with educated people and I've been with non educated people. I have met great people in both camps. You go to places like the Philippines where they make the kids go to college for 2 years, and you got all these Filipinas that have a 2 year degree and they can't get anything because there's no jobs in the Philippines. You go to Korea where everybody's told to go to college, and that's the thing. If everybody in America went to college and got a 4 year degree in a relevant field, there would not be enough careers or jobs to place those people. And one thing I say to the rich snobs that consider themselves self-made, upper middle class, or millionaires because of their college and their pull yourself up by your suspenders mentality is that when they sit down to eat the meal at the restaurant, they're forgetting that some peon in the back of the restaurant's washing the dishes, that some peon drove the truck to deliver the product to the restaurant, that some peon built the building that they're sitting in, that some peon made the table they're sitting at, sewed the pants they're wearing. And yet I meet people all across the land that think because they've got a 4 year degree and a good amount of income that they're better and superior than other people. It is disgusting and it is wrong, conservative or liberal. Does college make a person better inside? No. Does it make them more moral? No. It might give them a good job and it might give them a good edge if the brakes fall in their places. I've also known many college educated people that are not using the degree they got and have not been able to get a job in that field when at the time they went into it, it was big. Then all of a sudden that industry dried up. I can name countless college students I was friends with from University of Minnesota Duluth. When I lived in Duluth for years, they got their 4 year degree, ended up changing their mind, and they wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on an education. And by the way, how did I meet these people? They were driving school buses while they were going to college. And after they graduated, they were still driving school buses. The point is, college is not for everybody. And then you have to be careful what you're getting taught. If you're going for engineering and rocket scientists, you're going to do good. But if you're going to go into a place like philosophy, you're getting on dangerous ground. I don't think college is for everybody. A plumber, an apprentice plumber, can make $38 an hour or something like that and pull down good money. No college necessary. A lot of journeyman people and apprentice people, and I wish they had the old apprentice programs. People that go to tech school, they can do really well. I chose not to do all that because life was not easy for me. I just got up with a survival mentality. Got to get a job, got to go to work. The reason I say that is in recent years, I've managed to, because of my travels, I've met a lot of people said, "Man, you seem so educated. How come you don't have a college degree?" And I've had people look down on me. Even currently, there are people that look down on me because I don't earn this amount of money, don't have a college degree. That's another thing that's interesting. A college degree doesn't make you a more compassionate person. And to the college degree people that are self-made money, you're going to die someday. Then what? What do you have? You can't take it with you. And when you stand before the great bar, before God, he's not going to go, congratulations, you got a 4-year degree. Come on in. It doesn't work that way. But I have an eternal perspective. A lot of people don't seem to have that anymore either, and I'm considered a radical for that too. That's okay. I can take it. I'm amazed that a lot of people that have a college education, they didn't graduate from Common Sense 101. When an education puffs up one's mind to think they're better than everybody else, they've missed it. When an education such as I have had, exposing myself to a Chinese culture, Philippine culture, a US culture, when I went to Hong Kong, that's when I woke up about American culture. And when I went to Hong Kong, I realized there's a big world out there that's much bigger than ours over here. Driving for a living has educated me. Managing apartments for a living has educated me. One thing I'm becoming a student of more and more is people. I'm fairly able to look at somebody and kind of say, yeah, get that gut feeling. A lot of people that got their degree in psychology don't know a thing about it. I know more about human psyche just by trafficking with people all of my life and little by little fine tuning that, wow, that person's a dysfunctional mess. The older I get, I learn we're all dysfunctional. We all got baggage. Some have a little tuck away that they put under their seat on the airplane, and others got so much check in that they're just going to be breaking the bank. It's how you deal with it. Do I have baggage? Oh, you better believe it. Probably a cargo ship load. But I try not to let it affect me today. Back to the issue at hand. College is laudable. If you can get a 4-year degree, that's great. Me, I don't like to be in debt. I'm 46 years old. What would I do now? If somebody offered to pay me a 4-year degree and do it, I'd probably say, okay, I'll do it. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably go in communications since I like to talk so much and I like to stimulate people's thinking. That's why I make these videos. It was interesting. Can't get too personal here, but somebody had told me that somebody had found out that I had these videos out here and wanted to make sure that she knew. Did you know he's got these videos? She responded, yes. And at first I thought, oh boy, great. The reason I do these videos, the reason I'm public is that we should all be public because what you are in private is what you are. And that you can hide from anybody. But that's the real you. Once you shut the door every day and you go down in your little basement and get on your computer and do looking at all that stuff you shouldn't be looking at, that's who you are. I'm public with my views. I'm not perfect and I'm not claiming to be. I don't have anything to fear. The radicals out there, they're very public with their views, and people don't seem to say much about that. The comment was made to me this morning. He's so outspoken, I'm concerned about some of his views. Really? Am I out chopping people up and putting them in my refrigerator? Is my name Bundy? Am I the Green River Killer? Do I serial rape people? What has happened to the liberals in this country that they're vilifying a conservative person for being outspoken? I treat people with respect. I expect people to use their turn signal. I report my taxes. Did you know I make money under the table? And even Republicans and Democrats say, well, you don't have to report it. They don't know about it. Really? I'm an American. I pay my taxes, even at penalty to me, because that's the privilege of living in this country. When I got $2,000 in tips on the school bus one year, all in quarters by senior citizens, I'd throw them in an ammo box. $2,000 in quarters, no joke, over the course of a year. I reported it to the U.S. government. That's probably why I've never been audited. They're going, geez, he's reporting this? Why would we audit him? I don't make big money anyway, so even if I was a tax evader, they're not losing a lot. The point is, I work hard and I learn every day. I watch people, I watch situations. And I am going to take a slam at the college educated, arrogant bastards out there that think that they're better than everybody else. You're not. I see you lack common sense. You let our country go down the financial toilet. It wasn't the working class people with no college degree that got us into this mess. Remember that. It was the 4-year degreed and 6-year degreed people. Look at all the attorneys out there for crying out loud. Some of them are jerks. They spent 6, 7, 8 years in college. They have no compassion, and they're out there raping everybody because they claim to represent their client. It's sick. Is college good? Can be. Depends on how you use it. But it doesn't make you better than any other human being. I don't care if you've got a big house or 2 homes or 3 homes or vacation getaways. If you don't have a heart, you miss something. My views are not radical. I believe they're true. I believe my views are spot on. I've had comments both ways, people that don't agree with me and people that do. But I do know this. I stand up for what I believe because it is what I believe, and I can back it up. I didn't go to college. I had my reasons for it. One of them was I had a problem with some of the viewpoints they were shoving down people's throats. Looking at college campuses and the fostering of activism and stuff and anti-family values, kind of got sick of all that. Some 20-year-old kids thinking they're going to change the world and push for this and push for that. I have an activism in me too, but I'm not going to be running around holding my little sign in my own little parade. That's not Pacific's way. I like to stimulate thought. I like to make points to get people to think, even people who don't agree with my viewpoints. I have friends that are atheists, Muslim, I have people from all around the world. And the reason we get along is because I respect them as a human being, and we agree to disagree, and we agree on the points we do agree on, and we still shake hands. Something most Americans have lost. Oh, you're not in my camp. Screw you. That's immaturity. But for people who are doing well, you need to fall on your face and thank God he gave you the breath to make that money. Because you could have a coronary tomorrow and lose everything. You could be in the hospital and your wife might have to take care of you. And she might leave you because you're not making enough money anymore. And she go, what value are you? What a way to go, huh? At least when somebody loves Pacific, I know they're going to love me not because of my money, because they're going to love me because of this. That's why my views are out there. I don't want to BS anybody. I want people to know who I am, which most Americans need to start exercising that more instead of hiding behind the shadows. But back to college, it doesn't make people better. And to all those hardworking people that didn't go to college, you're needed. For the people that are rich and make the big money, they forget when they go to Tahiti or they go to Bora Bora or they go wherever they go to travel, when they get on that bus or they rent that fishing boat to go out with the chartered captain, a lot of those people have no college either. Are they looking down on them? Are they looking down on the guy who caddies their golf clubs at the golf course? He's a peon. We need each other, folks. We need some people without a college degree. We need those Filipinas in Alaska packing fish that you enjoy out of a can. Did you know that? Hardworking Filipina people do that. Did you know that a lot of the products you buy are put together by people in China making $3 a day? Hello. They don't have a college degree. Are you sitting there in the restaurant going, I'm not going to eat this? That person's a loser. They didn't get college. You don't even think that. But when somebody's dating your daughter, or somebody moves into your neighborhood who's a little different than you and drives a pickup truck instead of a Volvo, wow, is this what college is teaching people? To lose their heart? I find that people like that, I don't want to be around. They really bother me because they don't have heart. Education is supposed to give you tools, but I've seen people, they don't have it any better in their marriages. Their home life is really stressful. They're really uptight. They're living the good life on the outside, but they got so much dysfunction and stuff going on. It's nothing short of comical. Sad, but comical. Because they like to give off the image that they're doing rather well. Go into their house and spend some time with them. You won't want to be in there. I'd rather have less and put my feet up on the coffee table at the end of the day and have love in my home than have all that stuff, shirt, BS. No thanks. I've met some great educated people. I've met some professors. I've met some very articulate, high-minded people that know a lot. Not high-minded, that's the wrong word. People that are very educated. And I've had great discussions with them. They're at peace, they're kind, they're compassionate. They never look down on me for not having a college education. They've said, I'm rather surprised you don't have a college education. You can hold a discussion quite well. I'm glad I met you. That's what this world's all about. Meeting people one person at a time and allowing yourself to think outside the bun. Yeah, play on words, the box. I appreciate people who took the time to get a 4-year degree, but if your intent is to make good money, kind of tells me what you're all about. There's a lot of that today. A lot of people making money that don't really care about people. A lot of people marrying somebody for opportunity or their potential, but not really real love. I can't believe all the numbers of women I have met that have married the man for their income potential or the money they make or their status. And then they wonder why the marriage sucks for umpteen years. Some are smart enough to wake up and get out of it, while others stay because they like the bonbon lifestyle. If a woman was in love with me that had $1 million and said, "You can have everything I own if you love me, Pacific," and said, "I don't love you," I wouldn't go after somebody for their money. I'd go after this. If they happen to have money, great. If they don't and they're dirt poor, I'm still after them if I love them. At least when I love somebody, they're going to know my motive's pure. And at least if they come after me, I'm going to know their motive is pure. I kind of like that. It narrows down the gene pool of people who would date me. I'm currently involved with somebody I rather adore. I hope it works. We'll see. College, it's a good thing, but it's not the total end to a means or means to an end. Education, completely necessary, but there's two different ways of learning. When you stop learning, you die. I learn by experiencing life every day, and I'm still dumb. I still need to learn self-control when the idiot cuts me off in traffic. No, I don't get into road rage, but I try to tell myself, don't honk the horn. The guy's too stupid. That horn is going to make him go, oh, I was wrong. They're usually going to go like this. The fact is, if I operate on the education I have, I could be a very self-controlled, mature person. Sometimes I don't even operate on what I know because I'm human. For those of you that don't have a college education, don't beat yourself up too bad. The American economy is in question right now, and the day could come when the whole thing collapses, and even the person with the degree, they're going to be walking around with their head up high driving those nice cars. Let's remember 1929, and let's remind ourselves of the people who were jumping out of the office buildings in New York City when the stock market crashed. It wasn't people like Pacific or you hardworking people. It was those with the degrees and those that made the big money that couldn't stand the thought of having to come down here with the rest of us. If a disaster hits, I don't want it to happen, but Pacific's going to find a way to survive. I don't know if these people can. They're so used to all their gadgets and iPhones and everything. I think the world's going to come to an end for them. I still know how to survive in the hills. I still know how to make it somehow because I have a brain that I didn't get from a classroom. It's given to me from him. And I try to apply it and I try to use it. This is Pacific's thoughts. I could go on, but college has not always been a good thing for everybody. And if everybody was a college degree professional in this country, there wouldn't be enough jobs to accommodate them. We still need people to can tuna fish, still need people to drive a bus, still need people to seamstress clothes. I think it's interesting. I've taken my clothes to Asian laundries when I need pants hemmed and stuff. They do it. They don't have college, and yet their business thrives. Hard work sometimes can make you a lot of money. Sometimes it can't. I'm never going to be rich doing what I'm doing. And it's interesting. Somebody made a comment once. He's 46 years old. How come he doesn't have a successful business? I can't answer that question. Does it mean there's something wrong with me? I don't think so. Sometimes we have breaks. Sometimes we have connections. I've met a lot of people in this country that had the right connection. They had good looks, or they had some sort of favoritism in with somebody. And I'll tell you, favoritism's huge. I mean, I look at a lot of females. If they're good looking and outstanding looking body, they can get some good jobs just because of looks. If you don't think looks discrimination doesn't occur in the United States, start looking at the front desk receptionists. They don't hire plain Janes. You notice that? And they usually hire the girl with everything showing. There's a reason for that. Now, I'm not saying some people didn't earn their positions, but there's still a lot of discrimination, a lot of favoritism. I challenge anybody to hire a conservative, born-again Christian Republican at ABC, NBC, or CBS reporting the news. It's not going to happen. Discrimination goes on all the time. You're a conservative, you're not welcome here. And it's funny, it's those people that are crying on the news about discrimination in other places. Yeah, Don Henley's song's good. Dirty Laundry. The news likes to report on everything, but when you start getting close to them, they don't want to deal with it. So has college made everybody better? No. If it causes you to look down your nose at other human beings, then you miss something in Education 101. We're all people. We're all different. And we don't have to agree with each other all the time, but we do need to be civil, and we need to accept the fact that there's a lot of people that are not just like us. If I'm coming in wrecking the neighborhood, judge me. But if I'm working hard and doing the best I can, don't tell me that I'm not worthy of you. You're not worthy of me either, pal, because I'm a human being made in the image of God, and my self-worth does not come from your approval or disapproval of me. It comes from Him, and it comes from the fact that I get up every morning with a clean conscience that at least I work hard and I've earned every penny. And by the way, I've never been dependent on the government for food stamps, welfare, handouts, SSI, anything. Disability. Michael Nelson has done what he needs to do to survive every day. And for all the American women out there that don't want a man who works hard because he doesn't make enough money, you're vain and your marriages are a joke. I know. I've worked on your homes. I've heard the fights while I'm working in the backyard. You got all the money, you got the nice SUVs, but you can't stand each other. But you married for the wrong reason. Fun, isn't it? I've made my mistakes because I didn't get the tools given to me. But it's funny. I've met families that pushed college, pushed this, pushed success, and then those kids rebelled because they were pushed so hard that they weren't interested in those things that were pushed upon them. In fact, they hate it because it was pushed. And those same parents were so uptight about perfectionism and success that they themselves can't get along with each other, and nobody wants to be around them because they're irritating. College doesn't make you a better person. Might give you a good job, might give you a lucrative income, but it's been my experiences that a lot of people who are making the big money, they lose something in transition. Compassion, kindness for fellow man, and they live their lives on a veneer of looking down their nose because you didn't do as well as we did. God could take all that away. Let's go to the tsunami in Japan last year. Those people were college educated. Did their college education stop a wall of water from swallowing up everything they earned? Where are they now? And I felt bad. I cried when I saw that footage. It was horrible. College can't protect you from squat. You could lose your IRA, you could lose your retirement, and the banks in America could fail tomorrow. And guess what? We're all on equal ground, aren't we? You better be careful because I might be your neighbor and you might have to ask me for help. I might have a loaf of bread that you don't have. So be nice. You're not better. You just got some breaks. Be glad for it, but don't lose your humanity over it. So, this is Pacific signing out. For all you college educated people and all you non college educated people that work hard, keep working hard, but be human. Take care. Bye bye.